Welcome back, students. We will now solve few more board problems in this video. Currently we are solving board problems across trigonometry chapters, and I am using this book as a reference to pick up old questions. You can pick up any question bank, and I'm not solving every problem. I'm only solving a few representative or common patterns. Practice makes you perfect, so please practice as I teach, and then pick up some more questions from the question bank and practice so that you're very much familiar or you get good idea of how to proceed. If required, you pause the video, try the problem. Only after you are not able to solve it, you try to see the solution. So now the first problem is, this was appear board 2020 standard paper. Sin A value is given as root 3 by 2 and cos B value is 0. Then they are asking what is the value of B minus A, and there are 4 options given which are all in degrees: 0, 90, 60 and 30. So typically these problems are something like related to the this idea of values for specific angles. So you need to just figure out for what value of sine you get root 3 by 2 and what value of cos gives you 0, and then further solve it. So sine A is equal to root 3 by 2. The value of sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Hence A is 60 degrees. Similarly, cos B is 0. The value of cos 90 is 0. Hence B is 90 degrees. All you now need to do is subtract B minus A. The value of B minus A is 90 minus 60 is equal to 30 degrees, which is option D, your right answer. Proceeding to question, before proceeding to next question, let me take you through some variations how the same question can appear. See, the problem could give you a different trigonometric ratios or values. Instead of sine, you could get tan A is equal to 1. Tan A is equal to 1 for 45 degrees. So something like that, you could find variation in these two parameters. And the other variation is, instead of b minus a, you could be asked to calculate 2b minus a or b minus 2a or something like b by a and so on. So these are the variations that you can expect in your question papers. Now, this is a similar problem which I request you to do it yourself. I'm just taking a brief few second pause. Solve it before we go to the solution. So the problem states sin A is half and cos B is half. Then what is the value of A plus B? It's very much similar to the previous problem, and it appears to be a repeated pattern. You have 4 options: 0, 30, 60 and 90 degrees. So as I told as in the previous approach, sin A is equal to half when it is sin 30 degrees. So the value of A is 30. And similarly, cos B is equal to half when the value of cos is at 60 degrees. So B is 60. Since you need the value of A and B, you simply need to add both A and B, which is 30 plus 60 is equal to 90 degrees, which is option D. Option D is the right answer. Then you have problem 3, which is ABC is a triangle right angled at C. Find the value of cos A plus B. So one hint is right angle at C means that is where you have your 90 degrees. So when you have some problem like this, the best thing is you draw the triangle like this first. C is at 90 degree and the other two sides are A and B. So you know angle C is 90 degrees, and you also know that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C is 180 degree. And since you know the value of C is equal to 90, you can substitute that C is equal to 90 here. A plus B plus 90 is equal to 180. So that leaves you with the value of A plus B is equal to 180 minus 90 is equal to 90. You know now that the value of A plus B is 90. So instead of cos A plus B, you bring in cos 90, which is 0. So option A, or the first option, is your right answer. Then we have problem 4. If sin theta minus cos theta is equal to 0, find the value of sin power 4 theta plus cos power 4 theta. Options are 1, 3 by 4, half and quarter. So typically this you need to find the angle or theta. You need to figure out the angle or theta. So for what angle of theta will sin theta minus cos theta be 0? So how to find out this? You know sin theta minus cos theta is equal to 0. You take cos theta to the other side of the equation. So it becomes sin theta is equal to cos theta. So why I have put it in a different colors? This is something for you to question yourself. This is not part of your solution. So you need to ask yourself for what value of theta is sine and cos both same. So sine and cos is both same when the value of theta is 45 degrees. Sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2 and same way cos 45 also is equal to 1 by root 2. So you have now the value of theta is equal to 45 degrees. All you need to do is substitute this 45 degrees in these two places and solve it. Substituting the value of theta in the above equation, you get sine power 45 plus cos power 45 cos power 445 is equal to 1 by root 2. This should have been power 4. I'm really sorry. This should have been power 4. 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 power 4 is equal to, when you multiply it 4 times, it becomes half into half, 1 by quarter, 1 by 4. Similarly, you have 1 by 4 coming from these two parts. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is equal to half. So option C is the right answer. Half. Option C is the right answer. And now we'll just go to the last problem of this video. So for what value of theta will sec theta into sin theta give you 0? That is the question. So how you are going to solve this? You are going to substitute sec theta is equal to 1 by cos. So sec theta is equal to 1 by cos theta into sin theta, which is nothing but sin theta by cos theta. Sin by cos is tan theta is equal to 0. So for what value of theta does tan become 0? So the value of theta is 0. Thus the angle or the value is 0. So in the next video we will cover few more problems, few more board problems. Bye and thank you till then.